Water is something that everyone needs. We use water to grow food. We use water to clean things and ourselves. We use water to take away toxic waste. We drink water to prevent deadly dehydration. In America and in other countries like it, we can turn on a faucet and water will come out. But in some places, that's not the case. And getting water is a very labor intensive task. And even when water is collected, most of the time it is not clean. Dirty and contaminated water can affect the food that people eat. And since people and objects aren't being washed with clean water, and there isn't enough water to set up sanitation systems, towns and homes become safe havens for bacteria. The water itself can become disease and parasite riddled, and people die from preventable causes.
About 1 out of every 6 people in the world do not have adequate access to water, and more than double that number lack basic sanitation, for which water is needed. In some countries, half the population does not have access to safe drinking water. By some estimates, each day nearly 5,000 children die worldwide from diarrhea-related diseases. There is an abundance of water on Earth, but the problem is that many people do not have access to water that is clean enough to drink. Some places like Africa and the Middle East never have enough water, while countless other places only have water that is contaminated and full of bacteria that kills many people each day and makes countless others sick. The water can be contaminated by people dumping waste in water supplies or by naturally occurring contaminants like arsenic. Sanitation and finding clean water is a major problem facing our world that must be solved in the very near future.
One of the first steps in countries that do not possess enough water is to use the water that is already available more wisely. Unregulated development, waste, and pollutants can contaminate the water that people depend on, and it's common for those in poor rural areas to use ineffective hand pumps or to travel many miles to unsafe water sources. Additionally, agricultural irrigation consumes enormous quantities of water. In developing countries, irrigation often exceeds 80% of total water use. Today, there are many technologies that have already been engineered and produced to provide clean water. Desalination, nanoosmosis, small distillation units, and solar pasteurization of water are some examples. Solar pasteurization of water is a cheap and effective technique that can provide clean water if it isn't brackish or contaminated by chemicals. Solar pasteurization uses sunlight to heat water to 149 degrees Fahrenheit, enough to kill all germs, viruses, and parasites. The unit can be installed on a roof for $42 and costs about $3 a year. It only needs to be replaced every 21 years. There are many innovative ideas that can process a stable water supply. Educating community members on how newer water technologies function and how they can be repaired is key to a solution that will last.
These existing solutions are why we chose to make a video explaining the global need to provide access to clean water. This problem can be solved in a couple decades, but it will take more than a few students making a video. These people affected by unclean water need your help too. You can make a difference by volunteering your time or donating your money to organizations whose goals are to provide access to clean water for people in need. Some of these organizations are the Water Project, WaterAid, UNICEF USA, and Charity Water. In fact, here at the University of South Carolina, there is an organization that helps provide access to clean water. The student chapter of Engineers Without Borders USA is at USC working with the towns La Victoria and El Cedro in Ecuador to build and maintain pipes that transport water from nearby sources to the towns so that people living there can grow more coffee and prosper economically. All of these organizations have viable solutions to provide access to clean water to everyone in the world. The websites for these organizations are in the description below. Together, we can solve this problem. Thank you.